up, guys? Welcome to local band Smokeout. Any genre from anywhere in the entire world. I do reactions, reviews, and interviews with bands, and I want to hear your music.
Let me just slide this up right there. Ladies and gentlemen, Kvde!
Give me a hell yeah!
What up?
Let's go! For those that may not know who you are, sir, please kindly introduce yourself. Let me know whereabouts in the world you are at the moment. Plug and promote anything and everything.
I got you. My name's Kvde. It's Kvde everywhere, but that's just my name is Kvde with an A. 30 years old. I'm currently living in Miami, Florida, from a small town in Northeast Texas. Kvde on all platforms. That's how you'll find me. That's it.
And it's Kvde.
Yes,
on everything.
Yeah, that's the ad. Put the it's in front of it. Yeah.
All right, so I'm actually from West Palm Beach, which is not that far from Miami, and I was sitting here thinking that you were going to be talking about from Cumbie, Texas. How come you're in Miami right now?
Well, that's a whole story in itself, and we can go down the rabbit hole later if you want to. But I basically altogether quit music about a year and a half ago and went all in on online business and was kind of running a business, and this was just kind of the place to be for that. We also just wanted to get up and go somewhere else just for the fun of it. And
so your whole business moved? Like you own the business, or you moved with the business?
Yeah, I own the business, but it's an online business, so I can just go wherever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if music doesn't work out, you're already golden. You're good to go.
I mean, yes and no. I'm not really a plan B kind of guy. I'm back to full focus artist mode. So I think this is where everything's going to go back to. Now, there's a lot of momentum right now with the new songs, the new music in general that's dropping. So, like I said, we can get into the nitty gritty if you want to, but beforehand it was just so much grind and no momentum, and that's on me for sure. But now there's just too much momentum to ignore. So
is that something that you noticed? Like maybe you were just talking to people in Florida and your music came up, and I know a guy. Here's a new producer that refresh your body, your mind, your spirit to be like, I want to go back to music. Like what brought you back?
I got you. Great question, by the way. But no, it wasn't a producer. I produce all my own stuff. I have for the most part for my entire career. So what actually happened was I took a Texas trip back in April to kind of just detach from Miami for a little bit, visit family. It was kind of like a little vacation. And I didn't have any of my gear here in Miami to make music. It's all been at I have a tiny house on my dad's land back in Texas, and it all stayed there because I just didn't plan on ever really touching it. And anyways, went back in April, and we're on the way back from a coffee shop one morning, and my girlfriend plays a song, and it just, for some reason, it hit me right there in that moment. I really love the song. The song doesn't sound anything like Image, but it inspired me to go home and make Image. We got back from the coffee shop. I plugged everything in, my computer back in. I got everything set up, and I made Image, that song right there, in a matter of a few hours. It just happened.
What was the artist in the song that inspired you? We got to know.
The artist was Zed's Dead, EDM artist, and I cannot remember the name of the song. It was a song my girlfriend showed me.
I know Zed's Dead.
Yeah, it was Zed's Dead though.
Is that kind of the inspiration for what started the intro for My Eyes, how that kind of bouncy kind of feel where it starts the song? Did you kind of roll off of that, or?
I would say the inspiration behind that is just living in Miami, bro. Because everywhere you go here, it's just house music playing. So I think that's been bleeding into my brain since I've been here, and I don't really know where that came from. When I started making My Eyes, it sounded completely different when I started. I don't really know. I was just kind of in the mood. I put on the tempo. I was just hitting the 4 on the floor, and then I played that bass line. I was like, this is something, and it took a while to construct that song because it's so different throughout. But I don't really know where it came from, other than I think being in Miami for so long, I guess.
That's cool. Who when you were younger, who made you just want to experiment with your voice? Who was the first artist you recall? Maybe you're just riding around town in a car with your friends or family, and you hear a song and you just start experimenting with your voice. Do you recall the earliest artist that you were singing? And I know you're gonna say Whitesnake. We'll get there. But before Whitesnake,
Oh, before Whitesnake?
Before Whitesnake. I want to get there, but before that.
I don't even know if like there's really a before. Whitesnake's not even the inspiration there, because I didn't start singing until I was 14, 15 years old. I was playing drums first. I was playing guitar. I was doing everything else first. And I just kind of dabbled in singing when I was like 14, 15. And so I didn't ever sing. I really just kind of like listened to music. I could pick it all apart and I would play the instruments to it and I would learn the instruments to it. But singing, I didn't really get inspired and experiment with any of that until later on in life. And I think that all started coming around with like the 2008 through 2011 metalcore, or just post-hardcore, whatever, like Danny Worsnop, I would say, because I was a diehard Asking Alexandria fan in those times. And I would also say, is it Phil? Is it Phil from Killswitch Engage, the original vocalist? Is it Philip or Phil? I can't remember.
The original is the guy that's in it now.
The guy that's in it now.
No, the original is Howard, or the second one is Howard.
Yeah, second one was Howard. It was this guy and then Howard, and now it's back to the original.
Jesse. Okay, so I didn't know that.
Jesse. That's what it is. It's Jesse.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm way off. But yeah, some of those guys. But I would definitely say I started experimenting with my voice when I started listening to like Asking Alexandria. I was a big fan, which is weird to say, but
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I think we all jammed that album, especially the first one with the microphone on the front cover. Stand Up and Scream.
Stand Up and Scream. Yep.
Yeah, everybody was bumping that one. And then how do we get to Whitesnake? Is Whitesnake what made you want to like just get off of drums to all the guitars? Because I saw a video of you, bass, guitar, rhythm, lead, wall singing. Like, how many instruments do you play in addition?
I play drums. I play keys, piano, whatever. Not super fluently, but I can play whatever. I just can't like go crazy and riff on it. Guitar, bass, ukulele, mandolin, the stringed instruments. I don't know how to play anything with a bow like a violin or a cello, and I don't know how to play any wind instruments. So yeah, I kind of get around a little bit, but just the basics.
Mandolin?
Yeah.
Is that like Paul McCartney rubbing off, or where does a mandolin fall in?
Mandolin falls into like from my dad and his friends, because my dad was playing in country bands and they just had random instruments around, and if anyone was playing one and they could teach it to me, I would learn it. So it really didn't come from any inspiration other than like being around my dad and his circle when I was growing up.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
What can we expect from you moving forward now that you've been rekindled the last year? Like, can we expect a lot more singles throughout the rest of 2025, or are you ramping up for something big? And second question, being a one-man act as far as creating the music, what is your live show like? That's somebody that has never seen your live show, and I would love to attend.
Okay. Yeah, great questions. The first one is what you can expect is I put out 3 singles so far. I've done one a month. I'm going to continue to do that. I have 2 other singles coming out, one in the beginning of September, one in the beginning of October. And I haven't revealed the date, and I probably don't want to do it on here yet. The date, I am dropping an album, but it is definitely before the end of the year, which is crazy because the last time I put out any kind of project, it was only 8 songs long, and it was the Into the Dark project, and that was 2022, I think. So the fact that I'm like so inspired and it's flowing so freely that I'm able to just make an album right now, and it's happening this fast, and it's not like rushed music. I feel like I'm really taking my time, and I'm enjoying what I'm making. So that's what I have to look forward to, and then touring again, because I haven't played a show since February of 2024. That was my last show that I played. But to answer your question, speaking of touring and shows, so being a solo artist and doing all the music myself, I basically, what I used to do, because prior to Image and all these 3 singles that have dropped recently, none of it was really like super band heavy. It was mostly electronic. It was beats and stuff like that. What I would do, and this took me like 8 months, man. This is actually part of the reason that I like stopped doing music, because it was just such a hassle. But I'm a perfectionist. I took all of my songs and I reimagined them with a band. I wrote guitar parts. I wrote real drum parts. I wrote bass guitar parts. And once I found my guys to join the band, I just basically handed them tracks and said, hey, here's your parts to learn for the show. And the show was all like built out song by song. So they had a 1 long stem of the entire show. I had a 60-minute version, a 90-minute version. I would basically just write parts and give it to the guys. Now the show itself, though, because I would introduce like real real instruments, I would kind of metal them up a little bit. So some parts that you wouldn't expect to happen would happen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. I know you probably saw earlier in the messages, you were like, trivia portion.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on here? Do you have a favorite movie or TV show that I could look up this movie or a TV show, and how could I stump you because you've seen it so many times?
Yeah, for sure. I have a favorite movie and a TV show, but movie, I definitely have a favorite movie. It's tied between two movies. It's either Happy Gilmore or Scream, 1996, the very first one. I definitely know more about Happy Gilmore, though.
First, what did you think about the new Happy Gilmore?
I thought it was good for what it was.
I wasn't
expecting it. I wasn't expecting it to be like. You can't top the first one, especially being so long after it's been made. But I thought it was great. That was great.
I thought it was great too. I laughed a bunch of times, and I had heard it was pretty good from some other people, and I thought it was fantastic. Do you have any? And I'm working on the Happy Gilmore trivia, but talk me through your vocal warm up techniques. Let's say hypothetically you're on the road, you got a show Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What are you doing before the show to prepare your voice, and then post show to cool it down to be ready for the next day?
I don't know if I have the best answer for this, because for the longest time, this is something that I will be changing in the future when I start touring again. I got to be honest with you, I didn't really have, unless there was a day where I noticeably knew earlier that day where my voice was kind of just weak or something was just not right. That is the only time that I would ever do anything to warm up. Other than that, it's just talking throughout the day, hanging with the boys, doing whatever. And then after shows, it depends on what era of Kvde we're speaking on, but later era of Kvde would just kind of chill, decompress, go back to either bus, van, hotel room, whatever, and just kind of relax, play some video games, not really get into partying and all that and yelling and screaming. But to be fair, I don't even know if there's a right answer for this for me, but that's really all there is to it. I didn't really have much of a warm up, and that's bad. As a vocalist, it's bad. I should not be doing that. So
maybe in time you'll have a routine, but I will. We'll get there. Trivia time.
Okay. Oh, shit.
In the movie Happy Gilmore, the first one, and these are extremely difficult. My job is to stump you.
Damn it.
What city does Happy Gilmore make his golf debut in? He wins, I'll give you a hint. He wins the Waterbury Open.
Yes.
To which Virginia Venett tells Gilmore how much money the first place finisher and the last place finisher take home in blank next week. What city?
I'm immediately stumped, bro. Here I am. I'm a poser. Said I know a bunch about Happy. That's the most random.
It happens all the time. Don't worry. But just throw out a random guess.
I don't even know where to start. We're being the Waterbury Open. Where would that be? I don't even know much about golf as much as I love that movie. Oh shit, dude. Can I just say something just to get it out of the way?
Just a guess.
I don't know. I 100% know this is completely off. I'm just going to say Sacramento, California. That's just on the top of my head. I know that's not even anywhere close.
The answer is Portland.
Portland. Oh, damn.
Portland, Oregon. Yeah. So not too, I mean, 4 or 5 hour drive. You're not too far.
Yeah.
Not too far. If you could tour with anybody, who would you want to tour with and why?
There's definitely a lot on this list. If I had to pick just one right now, in this moment, I think it would be so sick to tour with Bad Omens. Man,
probably 20,000 plus a night. That's some money.
Lot
of merch. A lot of
Absolutely.
merch sales.
Oh yes.
Well, you said earlier playing video games during downtime. What are your go-to games?
Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. It is my number one game. Is probably one of the only games I'm good at. I play it religiously. I play it competitively. I've gone to tournaments. I do stuff like that. I love Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. More specifically Luigi. I'm a Luigi main. I play Luigi. It's the only character I really care to play in the game. Yeah, that's the one. If I'm not playing that though, I'll play Apex Legends. When I'm back home in Texas, I have Minecraft on my computer. I'll play that every once in a while, and I am actually looking forward to the new Battlefield.
Dude, the new Battlefield, I'm hearing the beta of it had more players than the most Warzone players of all time.
That's crazy.
Isn't that insane?
That's insane.
I read
That's
like
insane.
a wild stat on it. I was like, that's unbelievable. One more attempt on trivia.
Oh, shit.
This one happens in the beginning of the movie, in the beginning of Happy Gilmore. Happy says, my dad worshipped hockey, but my mom didn't. That's why she moved to blank. And it's a wild country you would not think somebody would move to because they hate hockey.
That's why she moved to
blank, where there's no hockey rink for 1,500 miles.
Yep. She moved to. Damn, dude. I'm cooked. I'm so cooked, bro. I'm so cooked.
The answer is Egypt.
Yeah.
Because
Egypt my ass wanted to say Bulgaria.
I mean, I didn't get either one right either, so I'm with you. I see the answers, and I'm like, I try to see if I know it ahead of time, and I didn't know either one either, so I would have stumped as well.
Oh, man.
What are some tour necessities when it's time to go on the road, besides like dude wipes and, extra underwear, blah, blah, blah? What is like a couple of tour necessities we wouldn't think Cade has to have on the road with him?
Okay. The Nintendo Switch. It goes with me all the time. So like downtime, like I said, I'm not really partying anymore. It goes to playing Super Smash Bros. What else? I'm pretty lean, like when it comes to what I bring on tour. Water. I'm like a big water guy, and it has to be specifically spring water, or I won't drink it. So I bring my own water. I gotta have my water in my Smash Bros, man. That, and what else?
Why spring water? I've never heard this.
Spring water, it just, the minerals, and it's just better for you in general. Distilled water, I mean, I don't know. We can get into a whole thing, but purified water is just basically tap water, bottled. And I don't like tap water for various reasons. But spring water is just, I don't know, it just seems to be better. I like the way it tastes, especially out of glass. So, yeah.
Fair enough. Hell yeah. Do you have any phobias or anything that freaks you out, scares you?
Snakes.
Snakes?
Snakes. Hate them. Yep. Super scared of them.
What would it take to, like, what is the dollar amount it would take to get you to just hang in like a small cage with a snake for like 5 minutes?
Is it a poisonous one?
No, but it's a big ass like anaconda that can wrap you up.
Dollar amount? How long I gotta be in there?
For 5 minutes. But the snake knows you're in there.
Of course it does. Of course it does. Dude, I'm getting the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it.
I have a heights thing, so I feel you.
I don't even know if money's valuable enough for me to get in there with that snake, dude.
There's no dollar amount.
Maybe, dude. Oh my god. I guess it's just 5 minutes. I could probably, like, is this thing? Could it potentially attack me?
You've signed a waiver.
Oh yeah, it could definitely potentially attack me. I'm saying I'm not getting in there for any more than 2 million. That's it.
Woo!
I hate them, dude. I'm so scared of snakes.
That's a steep amount for sure.
Yeah.
Final question, sir, and I appreciate your time. As someone that has a lot of ink as well, what does the butterfly? I believe it's a butterfly right here, or
it's a moth.
I'm sorry. What does that represent and mean to you, and why placing it there?
Death moth. So, if I'm being 100% like honest with you, the death moth doesn't have much meaning. The phoenix on the back of my neck does. The moth does not. It was more of just an aesthetic choice. I was like, I really like this, and I want to put it on my neck because when I was putting tattoos on my neck, I thought to myself, I'm never going to get a 9-to-5 again. I'm never going to go work a job. I don't care like what happens to me. I'll go homeless before I ever do it because I just can't stand it. So I was like, why not just seal the deal? Just put tattoos on my neck. Maybe it'll become okay in the future. Maybe not. I don't care. I'm just going to put them on my neck. So that was just an aesthetic choice. The phoenix, though, if you wanted to know, it's just a symbol of rebirth. So however you really want to interpret that, but rebirth, just for me, like being born into my new self, a better self, from my previous version of myself that I would not like to go back to.
I totally
nothing crazy though.
I understand that's cool. That's cool. It's like a remembrance symbolism for being a better you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. Cade, plug some stuff, whatever you want to talk about, chat about, plug social medias. I know you said upcoming single September, October. Anything else we didn't discuss? Floor is yours.
Yeah, I mean that's really all I had to plug at this moment is just music, man. I hope you guys listen to the music. I hope you like it. If you don't, that's cool too. I've got some singles coming out beginning of September, October. I've already dropped 3. Shout out Papa Ace. He did a remix of Image as well, and that thing is popping off. It's doing actually daily better than Image, the original one, is right now. So super awesome. Man, I don't really have much to plug. All I care about is, hey man, if you want to follow me on TikTok, Instagram, that's where I'm most active, and the music. Follow me on whatever streaming platform.
Because of the Papa Ace popping off, do you ever consider, I mean, going back to Zed's Dead, like you doing like a remix of one of your own songs?
Okay, that's a good question. I don't know if I'm not really like an EDM producer. So what I am going to do though is after this album drops, I've got 3 songs that I've already picked. I'm not going to say it right now, but I've got 3 songs from my from my catalog that are going to go on a deluxe version. And I'm redoing them in this style, in this new metal, like rock style, rather than what they were before.
Okay, for the deluxe release.
Yes.
That's what's up. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I appreciate your time, man. Stay safe, traveling back and forth, Texas, Miami, whatever you do. And spring water only, I feel it. Please come to California soon so we can catch a show, buy some merch, and support you, dude.
I got you, man. Thank you for having me on. Seriously.
It's Cade on everything. Let's go!
Yeah, hell yeah!
Let's go! Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'll hit you up after this later tonight.
Yeah.
Word.